If you want your trades to be looking like this while trading crypto stocks or even Forex, then the strategy in this video is for you. Even if you're a beginner or advanced trader, the strategy in this video will definitely work for any trader that has a basic knowledge of trading and some time on their hands. Now I have to add, make sure you watch the video in its entirety if you plan on using this strategy, as there are many key points throughout the video. Okay, let's jump into TradingView. So you're currently looking at Ethereum USD on a 5-minute time frame. Now we do need to build our setup first before we get into the rules of the strategy. So heading to the top of your chart and select the indicator search tab, then search for QQE, and it's this one right here by Just Uncle. Okay, now it's added to the chart, let's change some settings on it. So double click on it, and in the input section, let's change the RSI length from 14 to 10, and then change the threshold from 10 to 5. Now head over to the style section and hide these options. And just like that, the first indicator is set up. Now let's add our next one. So again, under the indicators tab, search for whole sweep, and it's this one right here by Insilico. Perfect, now we need to change some settings on this one too. So in the input section, we can change the multiplier from 1 to 2. Alright, that's all there is for the second indicator. Now let's add our third and final one. Okay, so for our last indicator, let's add trend lines with breaks by Algo, and it's this one right here. Just like that, our setup is ready to trade on. Now I'm going to take you through the rules for trading with this strategy. Alright, so for this time I'm going to start with short trades. First, to enter a short trade, we need to see the whole sweep indicator line be a red color. This will indicate that the market is under seller's control. Next, we need to see the price action pull back into the whole sweep line, and during this pullback, the color of the entire sweep line cannot change, it has to stay red. Thirdly, after we have our valid pullback, we need the price action to make a bearish breakout. Now, while this breakout is happening, the price action needs to be positioned below the whole sweep line. And our last condition is the QQE bar needs to be red, and the blue line here must be positioned below the zero level. Once you have confirmed all these conditions are met, we can place our sell order here at the close of our trigger candlestick. We're going to set the stop loss at either the whole sweep line or at the most recent swing high. Now the reason you can choose either one of these is because the risk ratio we're going to target will mean both options even out. So if one wins, the other one would too. And speaking about risk to reward, we're going to use a money management rule for this strategy. So once the price action reaches the first target of 1-to-1 risk, we're going to move our stop loss to the break-even line. And every time the price action reaches the next target, which is going to be 2-to-1, 3-to-1 and so on, we'll move our stop loss to the previous take profit. Now I know that is going to be a lot to take in, so please rewind and listen a couple of times so you definitely understood it. Actually, here's an example right now. The price action reached the third target, so our stop loss will be moved up to the second target. Now you can see here that the market has hit our stop loss, so we will close the trade. Now because of our money management system, this didn't actually hit our stop loss. This stop loss right here that we have now is actually 2 times our take profit if we didn't use this strategy. Alright, so that is short trades covered. Now I'm going to show you the rules for long entries. First, we need to see the whole sweep indicator be a green color. Then the market has to create a pullback. And again, during this pullback, the whole sweep indicator has to stay green. Third, we need the trend lines with break indicators to spot a new bullish breakout. This happens when the candlestick crosses and closes above one of the trend lines. And lastly, we need to have the QQE indicator a green color, and the blue line needs to be above the zero level. The stop loss can be set at the whole sweep line or at the recent swing low, and we're going to be using our money management system here again too. So once the price action reaches the risk ratio of 1-to-1, we will move the stop loss to the break-even point. Basically here, all we're doing is creating new trades inside our already profitable trades without actually ending or starting a new trade. This really takes the idea of letting your winners ride to a whole new level. Now, hopefully you can see just how effective a money management system like this truly is. We're letting our winning trades continue, but we are continuing to update stop losses, which means even if a new stop loss gets triggered, we're still at the top of a profit, which is just insane. Alright, so that's the strategy complete. Hopefully you've understood it, and now I'm going to jump into the backtester using an initial account size of $1,000 and bring you guys the results. Alright, so I've just finished up the backtesting and the results are on your screen now. So our win rate turned out to be 70%. Now while this win rate is not the highest I've had recently, I'll just direct your attention to the number right of that stat. Our profit and loss was over 1086%. Yeah, I wasn't 100% sure at first if this number was correct, so I backtracked all 100 trades and manually calculated the profit. And sure enough, it is indeed 1086%. Now that is just a crazy number and it highlights how effective a money management system can be. Now I often get questions about how long it took me to get these trades. So these 100 trades here were done across about 2.5 months and 5 to 6 different major cryptocurrency charts. Of course, it's really important to remember that the backtester does not account for fees such as spreads and generic trading fees. But even with the highest fees I know of right now, this profit was still above 950%. The maximal drawdown we got was 2.97, which is honestly ridiculous. Now I looked into this number and I'm pretty sure it's due to our 1-to-1 starting ratio for our trades, and also because we move up our stop losses when a trade hits the first take profit. Also, the biggest win we had increased our account size by a whopping 10%, and this was actually a bit of an outlier as the next biggest trade was 6%, which is still of course very respectable. Also, our average win was 4.07%. Now I'm beyond stoked with these results and am super excited for you guys to send me the results you've achieved. Now as always, I recommend testing my strategies on demo accounts using paper money, and I really want to drive this recommendation home for this strategy. Please do not underestimate how stressful a live market can be and how easy you can take a wrong trade or even position the take profit or stop loss wrong. I certainly did this when I was developing it and I was kicking myself because it was such a silly mistake that could have been avoided if I had just slowed down. Also, on a quick side note, I had so many traders ask me about the backtester I used in the last video, so I thought it's finally time to show you guys. Now the one I use is called Trader's Edge, and it's the only backtester I use now because of how straightforward it is. It's easily the #1 backtester out there, and you can also track your performance stats, trading time, and pretty much every metric you want on it. So if you're keen to check it out, there's a link in the description. They actually allow you to use it for 7 days absolutely free of charge, so if you even want to just use it to test some strategies and cancel, you can do that at no cost. Alright ladies and gents, that is it for this video. I hope you found value in it, and please feel free to reach out in the comment section if you need any clarification on these steps. As always, if you have any ideas for a future video or have a strategy you want me to test, comment it down below.